Hello everybody and welcome you to the Innova Baltic Tour Pärnu Open 2017, second day. I'm your host Markus Dvinjaninov and this is the second day of the first stop of Innova Baltic Tour in Pärnu. In the famous Aegviidu course, today we're playing the yellow layout with 23 holes. It's been modified from 27 holes, and we got our MPO lead card here: Tammjärv, Allemann, Isup and Vaikmaa, all sitting pretty tight to each other. So we'd expect to see some tutors, some big putts, some big throws, and lots of good disc golf here. So we start off with the original second hole. Tammjärv plays it with the forehand, just going straight to the basket with an A1, a really beat-in A1. And forehand on this hole is a really basic shot. It's mostly a hyzer shot, like Kristjan here shows us. And yeah, it's pretty much there. Only the stairs can come into play and just maybe get into your way there. But Siim also goes with the forehand here and plays it just under the bullseye. Should be easy tap-in birdie there. And Kristo Vaikmaa, the only one representing Innova here on this card right now. All other players playing for Prodigy basically. Some of them for Street and some of them for Baltics. And Krister here has a pretty good putt, but just misses it right. And as we see, Kristjan had a pretty tough angle for the birdie look, so has to settle for a par. So we got two birdies and two pars on the first hole. Krister taking easy tapping par. And we're moving on to the second hole, played originally as a third, 114 meters, par 3. You can go with the backhand, with the forehand. Backhand mid-range putter, forehand hyzer shot. So basically starting off with two forehand hyzer shots here. Siim just have to get through these trees, but just catches the last tree or branch over there. And Kristo here with pretty nice looking forehand, just getting it down under the basket. Yeah, really nice shot from Kristo here. It's a good birdie here, but Krister somehow goes with an A1 again, I guess, but just can't hit the line actually. And goes to the right. Should be an easy par over there. And Kristjan also going a little bit low there and into the forest. Just has to look if he has a way to pitch out, maybe. And yeah, seems like a really nice shot from Kristjan. Just from the trees. Can't be that easy. And Krister here giving it a half run maybe. Just letting it stay under the basket. Don't want a big bogey on the second hole. And Siim also maybe trying to float it in, but just can't really get going. And Kristo taking a lone birdie here, so nice recovery in the first hole, because the first hole is a really must-get birdie for these guys here. And tap-in par for Siim also. And moving on to the third hole, we're going to play this as a fifth. We got 118 meters, par 3. Pretty straight shot, but the wind is always on this tunnel, and you know, it's just a pretty long shot actually. And Kristo just pulls it over a bit. Siim can't get the angle.
Okay. Okay. Right.
How he would have wanted it, but just gets through these trees, and it's pretty okay spot to be. And Kristo misreleases that one. Just gets kicked to the left. Should be okay place to make upshot. Kristjan has a pretty okay line, but just can't get the power into that throw. Kristjan definitely has the hand to throw it under the basket there, but Krister making an upshot and leaving hit about 6 to 7 meters. Should be okay. It's bad. There are trees, but there are also gaps you can hit with the putt, and shouldn't be that hard. So Siim laid up, and Kristo trying to run this here. Oh, I'm sorry. Siim didn't lay up. He did it now. From 17 to 20 meters, something like that. And Krister tapping in par. Kristjan also tapping in par, and everybody else should be doing the same too. So no birdies, no bogeys, just pars. Just moving on. Par day. The MPO lead card here. Tammjärv leading with -6, and everybody else stepping on the heels of Kristjan here. And we got a par 5, a big par 5, 208 meters, and Kristo starts the shooting here. Just gets too much on this shot here and turns it into the woods, but it's a kick inside. Siim Isup also known for a really big hand here, backhand power thrower, young Estonian gun. Trying to get the power into the disc, but just can't get the angle right and misses the hole, but gets far enough for a birdie. And Krister makes a nice forehand shot here. That's just what you need, nothing much more. And Kristjan also opting for a forehand here. It's a really basic forehand. The only mistake you can basically do is just, as Kristjan did here, and get the right trees, just got too much hyzer and couldn't miss those trees. So we got Kristo trying to pitch out from the woods here. See, and finds another tree on the way out. That's just the thing that you don't want to do on this hole. It's a pretty easy birdie hole for some really big arms. Could be a possible eagle, but the eagle is really good here. But there have been eagles and will be in the future too, I guess. And Kristjan playing it from the second shot and really getting this into a pretty okay spot. Let's see if Siim just gets another tree here. And Krister making his second shot here, just playing it on the uphill there, where there is a spot you can really make an easy upshot. And Kristo playing for third shot, I guess. Trying to save a par right now. And Siim making his third shot. Should have a routine par from this hole. And Kristo saving a par, or maybe a bogey here. Kristjan making an upshot. Should be pretty okay. Yeah, 5 to 6 meters maybe, even 4. Can't really get the picture from here. Nice, Krister playing with a forehand, getting it to stay on the 8 to 7 meters. The putt is really crucial in this hole here, because you may have a birdie look, but if you're making a dev putt, it's pretty easy to take a bogey or a double bogey from a birdie here if you can't really get the putter going. So let's see if can Siim get this one. And yeah, gets it really nicely inside the basket. And Krister also making it from the 82. 9 meters. And not really Kristo style. The guy who doesn't miss from the inside the 10 meters. Can't really get it on the 6 to 7. But you know, it's still disc golf here. Bad days, good days. Sometimes you get them all, sometimes you get nothing. But 7th hole, 140 meters downhill, par 3. It's a pretty doable birdie, but a par is okay too. Bogey is that what you don't want to get on this hole. To get on the 10 meter line or even closer, it's pretty hard shot. Many trees and wind and quite downhill shot here. And Siim shots looks really nice, but I don't know if it caught some trees, didn't see it. And Kristo leaves it a bit low and not enough power in this shot right now, so just pitching up for a for a par, but really runs a birdie and gets a pretty okay run there, but just can't get the disc to get down on the right time. And Krister going for a birdie. Everybody here putting for a birdie. I'm trying to run it. And Kristjan seems to be just a meter before the 10 meter line here and just leaves it a bit short. So everybody tapping in par again. Should be. No birdies, only par save. Par stars here. And Kristjan tapping in also. So moving on to the 8th hole, 82 meters, par 3 here. You got a gap to shoot straight or go with a forehand. Flat to hyzer shot. And Krister opts for a hyzer shot. Mainly a forehand player. Nothing to be surprised here. And gets it just about 6 to 7 meters, I guess. And Kristjan goes for a backhand, but just turns it over a bit too much. Siim going with the forehand, hyzer shot here. Really the basic line, I guess. Although known as a really good backhand player. And gets it stick on the 8 meters, I guess. And Kristo also going with the forehand. And gets it to sit nicely just next to the basket, 6-7 meters maybe. And Kristo going with a backhand. Oh, and it really hits the cage here. That's a sweet one. And gets it to stay just under the basket. It's one of those kinds of baskets that you may get the roll away and par may turn into a bogey or even something more. And Krister and Siim really getting birdies are going, and Kristo also, so we got 3 birdies and 1 par. Pretty okay. So the next hole, 82 meters, a bit downhill. Mainly backhand players go with a putter. Some forehand players go another line there, but Krister opts for a creative shot here and gets it stick on the 12-30 meters. Siim just the disc kind of dropped over there, can't really tell. And Kristo also leaving it pretty short, didn't really get the power into the throw somehow. And Kristjan's shot seems pretty nice from this angle. Let's see if he can get the disc to stay. Yeah, should be an easy birdie, 6 to 5 meters maybe. And Kristo trying to run and just getting the high side of the basket. And those baskets sometimes tend to kick out those harder putts or let them even through. And Krister went for birdie, just couldn't get quite it going. And Siim just trying to give a run but leave it a bit short because it's a bit downhill putt. Don't want to really take a bogey here, and maybe that's why he left it a bit short. And Krister coming back for a par. Yeah, dead center, no problems. And Siim taps in a par, and so does Kristo. So we got 1 birdie and 3 pars on this hole, which is not what you actually would be looking on this lead card. Maybe more birdies, but moving on. So the lead card stays quite same. Krister leading with it -8, and all the guys just staying 1, 2, 3 strokes behind. So par 3, a backhand throw, 115 meters. Pretty hard birdie hole here, but if you can hit the gap, then it should be a birdie look. And Kristjan really peels the gap down right into the 10 meters, 7 even, maybe 7 to 6 meters, but it's really nice birdie on this hole. And Krister gets a really nice forehand line here, just plays it with the understable driver, I guess, and lets the disc do its work. And Siim just gets too much torque on this throw here, and gets a kick, nasty kick to the right side also here. But you know, so many trees, anything can happen. Better down there than on these early trees here. And Kristo somehow finds a way through the trees and gets a nice kick to the left side. Really nice kick. But the weather has turned pretty okay. Yesterday it was, or the first day, it was pretty rough, wind and rain. And we see some upshots here. Kristo and Siim should be having an upshot, and really nice upshot from Siim here, setting a par, and Krister having a birdie look here with the forehand shot, and just misses the basket. Maybe the disc just stuck in his hands, but don't know. Couldn't really get it going there. Kristjan going for birdie, lone birdie, and gets it to stick in the right side. It's a nice birdie on this hole. For a forehand player it is a bonus birdie, but for a backhand player it should be like doable hole. And all the others are tapping in par, so we got 3 pars and 1 birdie again on this hole. So moving on to a par 5 here, which is actually played as a par 4, and it's a pretty hard hole. The first shot is like 120 meters, but you can't really power it too much because on the ending there's an OB. It's pretty easy to get the disc go there, and you can't leave it really short because there's a mandatory, and if you won't even pass the mandatory, then you won't even have a look for a birdie. But Krister here has a really nice shot, just on the line. I guess should be an easy one. And Siim just gets too much power, talks it over, and gets it to kick on the left side, which is the side you really don't want to be. But that's what happens if you make a pretty okay shot that just stays too high and gets a bad skip outside, and the pavement is outside already. So now it's only saving the par here. And Siim is really tucked in the woods, but gets it somewhere. Not quite as he wanted, I guess. And Krister opting for a forehand. Can't really see where it landed, but Siim just making a upshot here, trying to pass the Mando first, then go for the basket. Now it's only saving bogey. And Krister only one going for the birdie and really getting to stick on the bullseye line here, which is really nice on this hole, because there are many holes, many trees left before the basket. So we had Kristo making an upshot, Kristjan trying to do the same, but one tree catches and kick to the right, and we can see the gap here is pretty narrow, and Siim barely misses those trees and gets it to stick under the basket. Really nice shot from Siim here, saving a bogey, should be. And Kristjan, I don't know, was he running a par or a bogey? Should take a bogey now, I guess. And Kristo making a long putt here, really nice, 11 to 12 meters maybe, and that's the bread of Kristo, long putts and just canning them from any distances, and all the others tapping in. Krister only taking a lone birdie here, really nice hole to birdie. At first, when it was a par 5, this would have been an eagle for Krister, but they changed it for this tournament. So we're moving on to the 13th hole, 81 meters. It's a must birdie hole for all these players. You can play it with a backhand, with a forehand hyzer. Everything is doable. Just get it down there and have a birdie look. That's not the place you want to really be with the forehand, as a Krister really hooks it on the left too much. And Kristo somehow seems to do the same quite. Can't really see where it landed, but Kristjan making the adjustment here and getting it to stick on the 6 meters. Should be a doable birdie. And Siim also playing with a forehand here, A1. Should this be, and just a bit high, but should work. Yeah, it's just a half meter longer than Kristjan's one. So Kristo even more further than Krister there, seems like. Just tickles the chains. Tickle, no love. But gets it to stay on 4 or 5 meters there, I guess. And Siim going for a birdie, 7 meters maybe. And gets it to stay inside the basket. Nice birdie there. And Krister saving a par. And yeah, getting it to stay inside. And Kristjan also going for a birdie. And dead center, nice one there, Kristjan. Kristjan, yeah, really coming into the leader card here. Maybe would be the underdog on this lead card, but showing his skills really well here and doing it really nicely. So heads up for this boy. 79 meters, par 3, sorry. And forehand hole basically here. Anyone who has little forehand arm should be playing it with a forehand, actually. It's a basic hyzer shot here. All the players going with the same kind of route here, I guess. Just taking a hyzer over there and trying to float it down into the hole, as we see Siim do here. And Kristo also going with the forehand, no doubt there, just playing it out straight and hyzer. And inside the bullseye it is. Simple as that. So yeah, we got 3 Prodigy players and 1 Innova player. Siim and Krister playing for Prodigy Disc Baltic. Kristjan Allemann playing in Prodigy Baltic Street Team. And Kristo Vaikmaa playing for Innova Team DiscSport here. So we see guys just trying to get a look on the birdie, but can't really get it going. Just Kristo has a pretty close birdie look and makes it, and so should be doing Siim. No, nothing to hesitate there. Should be a easy tap in. Just taking his time really nicely and getting the birdie. getting the birdies. And Krister tapping in for par here. Krister can't really be happy with that par because known as a forehand player, you really want to get the birdie here. And I think Kristjan is thinking the same. But damn, I wanted this birdie really much. So moving on, we got the leader card here, -9, -8, -7, -5. Pretty tight, some holes still left. Tensions growing, jitters. 15th hole, 104 meters, par 3. It's a pretty hard birdie hole here. You just want to hit the gap, but it's really easy to miss it because the wind is always there and you're throwing uphill and the basket is really going downhill afterwards the uphill, so it's quite tricky to get the disc stay on the right spot and then have a easy birdie. So having a birdie look on this hole is pretty much what you want. It should be okay. You can't really take this hole for granted. And Kristjan has a really nice flex shot here, just skipping it on a 7 meters maybe. Really nice spot to be. That's a okay spot to be. And Krister has a pretty okay line, but just gets the kind of last branch there, and although it wouldn't really have been under the basket, it would still have been a pretty okay spot to run for a birdie. So Kristo just leaving the upshot a bit high, but getting the branch to stay under the basket. And Krister has a really nice roll here under the basket, just from the branches it kicked up, and could have been rolling more down, but just stayed under the basket. And Siim also maybe giving it a run, and Kristjan really getting a lone birdie on this hole, which is really nice. Just taking a stroke from everybody here. And everybody else tapping in for par. Siim taking his time, no room for mistakes. And we see the famous Garblov couple filming with the one camera back there. And 16th hole, 85 meters. There's no Mando played on this tournament right now, so the card is lying, and Krister going with a backhand, which is a basic line on this hole. Really many trees on the way before the basket here, so you just want to hit the gap at first and then maybe have a look. Siim gets the last inside tree, otherwise it would have been a pretty good spot to be, I guess. And Kristo going a bit long and wide, but just getting through all that pretty much. Should be okay. And Krister opts for a sky forehand and catches some late trees, I guess, because he drops down too early. And Siim just trying to save a par here. Can't really tell from the camera, but there are pretty many trees on the way, so
sorry, could you
can't take any upshot for granted if you're inside the woods there. Krister running birdie here again, but can't really get it going. Just leaves it a bit short. And Siim saves a nice par here. Wasn't that close to the basket, but gets the confidence, and that's a really nice.
Guys, I'm having quite a
mind
fast
status
pace,
to be
so
in
I have to
this
keep
kind
up
of
with
position. to make those long putts and not let the tension grow too much.
Much more better. If it would be the same as yesterday, I would shoot myself.
So everybody else tapping in for pars here. And we're moving on to the next hole. Hole 17. What is originally played as a par 4 that has been modified for this tournament also into a par 3. It's a pretty hard birdie shot, but it's doable. I think it's a bit easier with a forehand. With a forehand you just have to get the gap and just get right power inside to the shot. And Kristo here opts for a forehand. Gets the gap. Right, okay, seems pretty nice throw from here. Maybe just a bit short, can't really tell. It should be an easy par, maybe a longer birdie loop. Siim somehow gets through the trees. I don't know if he had really made it through the right gap, couldn't really tell. But gets it on a pretty sweet spot with the backhand. And Kristo here just getting too much angle on the disc and can't really get it flying. And Krister finding the early trees here. That's the danger when cutting the corner here and trying to go for a possible birdie with a forehand. But really makes the upshot look easy. Something like 80 to 90 meters maybe, so a basic forehand upshot from there. And Kristo also going with a upshot, just leaving it a bit too long, having a longer comebacker. 30, 12, 11 meters, and bang into the center. Nice one there, Kristo. Just walking, taking my disc out, nothing much, doing my thing. And Kristjan playing for a birdie, and oh, nice one. That's a birdie to be happy with. As I said, it's a doable birdie, but it's not that easy. And Siim also getting the birdie. 2 birdies and 2 pars. Really nice score from this hole. And guys just giving a high five to each other, making it look easy. And Krister tapping in for par. No shame to take par, but you know, can't really be happy with the first shot there. So we got the 18th hole, 112 meters, par 3. Playing uphill without the mandatory again, and it's a power forehand shot, I would say. 125 meters a shot needed, and you have to hit the gap and get those things right too. So it's not that easy. Siim trying to power it up with the backhand, can't really get it going and gets a tree and kicks to the left, really kills the shot. Kristo playing it with a forehand. A par on this hole is pretty okay. Birdie is really good. And Kristo gets it to stick on a pretty okay place there. And Kristo going with a big forehand here. And can't really see, but I think he had a tree on the way and really got it. Makes the upshot. Just a bit high and carries it too long over the basket. As you can see, the basket is on a quite domey slope, so not that easy to approach from this far really. And Kristjan also finds the trees on the upshot here. Let's see if you can see him really hit the gap. And yeah, on the bullseye, or in the bullseye. Kristjan trying to save the bar, but just leaves it 2 centimeters or even 1 too low. And if I'm not mistaken, Kristo taking a lone birdie here. So we got guys really taking big birdies on these hard holes here. Can't really say for granted every time, as we see Kristo taking the bogey here, and Kristo taking the birdie. So it's really easy to take a bogey on these holes here. moving on, we got Kristjan taking the lead here with one stroke from Tammjärv and Siim Isup, and Vaikmaa staying on -6. And 19th hole, 100 meters, just a bit uphill, par 3. It's just all about hitting the gap once again. And 1 million trees on the way also. Oh, and Kristo getting a really nice friendly kick from the tree and getting it to the possible birdie look there. Siim powering up the backhand. Can't really see through the mark there, but gets to a place for a par. Not for a birdie, but for a par, more likely. And Kristjan here opting for a backhand, just turning it over too much. And Krister going with a forehand, just can't get it over that much. And finds the trios on the right side. Should be an easy upshot. Let's see if Siim make it. Just pulls it too high and finds the other side of the hill there. And Krister should be in okay spot to save a par. And Kristjan just laying it up for a par. You don't want to run this hole from every angle because the hillside drops quite fast on the other side, so par is okay, but you would love to have a birdie look here. It's not that hard actually. So Siim tapping in for par or bogey. Can't really tell right now. And no birdies from this hole to our little leader card here. But moving on to the next hole, 82 meters, par 3, basic backhand, straight shot with a hyzer finish. Playing with a hyzer shot, trying to get the skip to the basket here with the backhand. But as we see, all the guys finding the trees. Let's see if Siim can really get the gap right. Just finds the last tree or one of the last trees, because the trees really are everywhere on this hole, and so does Krister. So 4 shots from the tee pad, and we should see 4 upshots. Let's see if everybody can save the pars from here. Krister having a pretty hard stand to save the par, but really gets it through all the trees with an old school shot from Krister. Known for these kind of shots. And Kristo laying it up with a forehand here, just letting the disc do his work and float it to the basket. And Siim also going with a forehand upshot, just gets too much power on this one and can't really maybe get the disc to the right thing as he wanted. And trying to save a par here. That's just a bit short against the tree to stop the disc from rolling away even further. And Kristjan saving a par here, it just gets the air on the disc, throws it over the basket. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. And now coming back for bogey, but just can't get the disc to stick in the basket. Can't really tell if it was a mistake of a basket, because these baskets sometimes tend to let your discs come through. That's the game sometimes. This just won't stop on the basket or in the basket. And Krister tapping in for a nicely saved par. From the spot he was, it was okay. And Siim also tapping in a bogey. So we got double bogey, a bogey, and should be 2 pars, no birdies. Moving on to next hole, 21st hole. Pretty routine backhand shot, hyzer shot, and here the mandatory is in the play right now. So 91 meters, other mid-range fairway, just how it's suitable for your hand. And Kristo going a bit too high, I guess, leaving it on the left side. And Krister also pulling it too much to the right side, but gets the disc to land on a doable birdie spot, I guess. And Siim just leaves it a bit long and wide somehow, but gets it on 11 meters, I guess. And Kristjan coming off from a bogey, double bogey actually, trying to get back on the rails here. Start the birdie runs here. Leaving it a bit short. Shot from the tee. And can't really get the long putt going. Kristo also pretty long. Just leaving it short. Krister should be from outside the 10 meters. And bang! 11, 12 meters here. Really nice one. Could make you happy sometimes. And Siim also has a look for birdie here. Let's see. Yeah. One goes in, the other has to follow up, so that's Siim. So Krister and Siim taking a birdie here. All others should be tapping in par. On this hole you really would love to get the birdie and pretty Kristo making a par putt and letting his homies to cheer him up. And hole 22 here, 117 meters, par 3. Uphill, or ends uphill. The basket is placed on a pretty narrow line there. Krister having a pretty okay run, but just getting a branch there. Siim's try. Looks really nice. Getting 67 meters, I guess. And birdie on this hole is really good too. Pretty happy with it. Should be. And Kristo going with a forehand too, trying to flex it there. Just gets too high and finds the higher branches there. But yeah, it should be a pretty okay place to make upshot from. And Kristjan here. Pretty okay shot, just a bit short maybe. 10 meters, yes. Can help. Yeah, pretty okay. So Kristo making an upshot. That's a thing you don't want to do. Just get over there and whoa, hitting one of the MPO players here. Almost. And Krister making an upshot here. Making it really easy. Look easy. Into the bullseye here for a par. And Kristo just trying to save a par, but can't really get it going. Uphill putt. Something like 10 meters maybe, or even more. Kristjan trying to run the birdie, but gets a nasty roll. I think it stayed. It's quite easy on this hole to get a bad roll, and Siim also leaving it a bit too short. Can't really get it inside. Yeah, after making this kind of a good shot, you go one of this and you get those jitters and tension into you, and it's sometimes really easy to miss it. Just inches too low, and that's what you need. The power is okay. So the lead card, Tammjärv, coming back to the front again with -8, and Isup Allemann on -7, and Kristo some strokes behind. But there are still holes to go, so anything can happen. 23rd hole, really hard birdie, 135 meters, par 3. It's a doable birdie for a backhand, but with a forehand you should be just playing for a par there. Or with that kind of shot you might even have a look for a birdie, but not a close one actually. So Siim really looking for a birdie here, I guess. Just gets too much power on this disc and just talks it over too much. It gets a nasty kick to the right side. Unfortunate really. And Kristjan here trying to hit the line, but just releases it too early. Gets a nasty one on the left side. On the left side there's nothing really much to do, just pitch out and take a bogey on this situation here. And Kristo here trying to make a run for birdie, but just gets too much on the disc and really turns it over a bit too much. So Kristjan should be making an upshot from the trees and really opts for a big overhead shot and can't really tell. I think he even made the shot too long and has overthrown this basket from the trees. Kristo just laying it up. Siim maybe having a look. Yes, I guess he had some kind of hold there, but maybe it just wasn't that enough. Krister really having the best spot with a forehand shot here and having the look of a birdie, but can't really get it going. And Kristjan here trying to save a par, can't really get in. Leaves it a bit too short. As I said, pretty hard birdie hole, but par is okay. Siim waving for the fans. And Kristjan taking the lone bogey here. And we're moving on to the next hole. Should be something between 80 to 90 meters. You have a forehand or a backhand straight shot, and you have a backhand hyzer shot from outside the trees. And Krister really gets it really nicely under the basket there. And Siim also makes it look pretty easy. And Kristo going with a hyzer route here, just cuts the corner too much and goes early, finds the trees. And Kristjan also going with the hyzer line, more traditional maybe, and finds a pretty okay spot and gets to the basket really, 4 or 5 meters maybe maximum. So Kristo with a lone upshot here, just going a bit too wide, but finding the path to the basket there. And can he make a par? Oh, just a bit short. Really not Kristo's style. The guy who really doesn't miss any putts. So it only misses 5 meters. But we should be seeing 1 bogey and 3 birdies, which is pretty okay from this hole. It's not that hard, but it's pretty easy to miss the lines and get the trees before the basket. Just settling for a par. It's pretty normal there. Next one is uphill shot, 100 meters. Forehand hyzer or a backhand flex shot. And somehow Krister opts for a backhand, which is pretty surprising for me, because known for a forehand, the hyzer shot is a pretty routine shot, I'd say. And Siim here showing the high power shot, just getting that disc float nicely towards the basket and really sitting it down before the basket. Really nice shot there, yeah. Can't say any bad words. And Kristjan going with a more traditional line here. Forehand, leaving it in about 8, 11, 10, 9 meters maybe. And Kristo with a backhand just finds the late trees, can't really get the turn on this one. Although if it wouldn't have touched the trees, it would have been pretty nice shot. Kristo trying to just get out here and save a par, but finds the trees. And another par save. Just laying it up for a bogey. Should be a smart move because the downhill slope is really fast just behind the basket, and as we can see the wind is really picking up. Can Kristjan now convert? He really needs this birdie here. Oh, and on the right time, really making it look easy from the 10 meters. Really nice putt for Kristjan here. And Siim also for birdie. Oh, and missing it from the 65 meters. That's another thing you want to do. One hole before the last one. And Kristo taking a par here. So moving on to the last hole. Tension has grown as we see the tournament director René Mengel here looking for the hole, and we see that Allemann, Tammjärv and Isup have -8, so it should be a battle just on the last hole here. So we got 2 holes played together as a par 4, 160 meters. First shot is a basic backhand hyzer flat shot, and it's really doable with a forehand too. You just have to flex it over. Kristjan leaving it a bit low here, but can't really tell. There might be some gaps for a birdie run, but we'll see. So Siim really trying to pump one over there, that just finds the trees and gets it to stay on a pretty bad spot, I'd say there. And Kristo getting a pretty nice shot here with a little help of trees, branches. And Krister going with a forehand flex shot, as I said before, and getting it to flex really nicely just down the hill and having a look for an eagle maybe too. Nice shot to be in for the ending of the tournament here, really nice, yeah. And Siim trying to just get some kind of a look for a birdie here. He really needs it, and Kristjan also going with the forehand hyzer and finds just a late tree there, and can't really get it going. So Kristo here just throwing it under the basket, showing it how it's done. Really easy one. And Siim should be trying to run this for birdie if he wants to make it for the first place. And yeah, makes it look easy upshot, but just can't get it in. And Krister for eagle here. I think he was just laying it up for birdie because no more needed. He has the lead and should have the win if Kristjan won't make the putt. But yeah, can't make it from 11-12 meters maybe, can't really tell. So we got the boys tapping in, and we have a first winner of Innova Baltic Tour 2017. First stop in Pärnu, Krister Tammjärv. Nice job, mate. So we'll see you next time in Sarazai, and good luck, everybody.
Thank you all for coming and for participating in the first Innova Baltic Tour event. We really hope that you enjoyed it. I know that the weather was quite harsh for us, but a lot of people managed to go through it. So thank you guys. With a score plus 31, let's give a big applause to Kristjan. And now, the winner of Innova Baltic Tour Pärnu Open 2017 in Open Division with a score -9. Kristjan.
So Kristjan, the winner of the first Innova Baltic Tour Pärnu Open tournament. Were you satisfied with your game during the tournament?
I was pretty satisfied. Of course, I always want to play better, and you always can play better. But I tried to stay focused, and I'm really happy with the results.
Good. And are you planning to participate the next Innova Baltic Tour event?
Unfortunately, no, because I have other events in my calendar. But I'll try to be in the final if I can. So I really like the event, so thank you to everybody who helped to organize this.
Master Divisioni võitja Viljar Rebane, et esimene Innova Baltic Touri võistlus on selja taga ning võit on edukalt koju toodud. Kuidas üldiselt võistluse ja kõige muuga rahule jäid?
Jäin väga rahule, sest et võistlus oli väga kõrgetasemeliselt korraldatud ja jõulumäel mul meeldib alati võistelda. See on üks mu lemmikradasid Eestis, ka kodurada ja ilmaga minul vedas, sest et minu ilm on vihm ja tuul. Et õnneks esimene päev oli, tänu sellele see võit tuli, et mina jäin väga rahule.
Kas on kedagi, keda sa sooviksid tänada ka oma korda läinud nädalavahetuse eest?
Tahan tänada korraldusmeeskonda ja oma esimese päeva kädi Ergo Orgu, kes aitas mul teha õigeid valikuid ja hoidis pea külmana. Ja muidugi tahan tänada oma peret, kes on võimaldanud mul nii palju mängida, et niisugusel tasemel olla.
Kas sa plaanid külastada ka järgmisi Innova Baltic Touri võistlusi?
Seda ma veel täpselt ei tea, et kui võimalik, siis ma olen kohal ja kui ei ole, siis kahju, aga elu on niisugune.
Aitäh sulle!
Aitäh!
Karl-Aaron Sika, winner of Innova Baltic Tour Pärnu Open Junior Division. Did you enjoy the competition and would you recommend this competition to other junior division players?
First 2 rounds weren't the best because of the weather. It was mostly surviving in this condition. But overall I enjoyed. It was very well done competition by tournament directors. And of course I would recommend this to other juniors because the more the better. It would be more interesting to me and to other players.
Can you tell us how did you manage to play such good rounds?
I was just want to play safe, keep it clean, take lots of bars and if possible some birdies, and everything went well, so yep.
Before the last hole there was 3 guys who were tied. You were one of them. Was there any point in the game where you knew that okay, this is going to be my tournament, I'm going to win this?
Actually, I wasn't sure that I'm winning because I know Kristjan has a very good putting game and he was putting a 3 inside the circle, so I thought he might make it and we have to play some more holes, but I managed to win, so I wasn't sure, but yeah.
Yeah, but win is win. So
win is win.
Congratulations for your
Thank you.
First win during the Innova Baltic Tour event, and hopefully see you next time.
Definitely, yeah, thanks.